Hello. So, I'm in one of our structures. This is going to be maybe a Soul Blossom Center. But along with my tools. Gotta have tools. But came back from a meeting, and I haven't done a video in a few days. I said about a week, so that's long enough. And they came up with this topic. It was a beginners meeting, and it was on forgiveness, which is, for me, being in recovery and growing, because that's what it mainly these videos are all about. But I'm able to grow because of recovery. That's why I keep on going back to recovery, because that's where everything started for me. But if you're not in recovery, it doesn't matter, because all these topics I'm going to touch on, that I have touched on already, they're regular people problems. So you are not exempt. Ha ha! You thought you saw, huh? Everybody goes through this shit. And it's just, when I speak on something, it's from my perspective and my experience. That's all. And what helped me might help you. I hope so. That's the whole point of making these videos. So, forgiveness. And in my process of growing, I didn't, for some reason, there's so many things that I didn't really learn as a young child. Or maybe I did and I just maybe forgot it or threw it away because of other thinking and actions, other perspectives, other habits, something happened. And that's why I say growing now, because I'm awake, I care, and I'm trying to make changes. And like these things that I probably should have known a long time ago, I'm just learning now. And they're all very important. And for me, I had to start caring and start changing and start taking different thoughts and start doing different actions, which leads to different solutions and different results. And people are talking about forgiveness, and I heard a lot of stuff that I identify with, a lot of stuff that I haven't heard before. And, in my beginning, the biggest thing that I had to forgive myself. I really did. Because even before addictions, I beat myself up like no tomorrow. I beat myself up more than anybody. Nobody can beat me up more than me. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way, that have done the same thing, or doing it now. Stop that. But it's hard. It's hard not to do that, Some of us are perfectionists. Some of us just want to do good, and you screw up. And I'm learning to practice this phrase, I heard in the rooms of recovery that, put down the bat, pick up this feather, here, beat yourself up with this feather, take a chill pill, calm down, relax, it's not a big deal, whatever it was. And That's an amazing thing. Because I didn't realize how much I beat myself up, and I did. I did a lot of psych problems, like a lot of mental problems, because of one thing or another, and it was really hard. It's really hard, because I bottled shit up, I bottled shit up with the resentments and stuff. Resentments are gonna keep you sick. They're gonna keep you sick unless you let that shit go. You pray on it. You do whatever it takes to let it go. You have to have forgiveness. I had some hardcore resentments that were hurting me, but I needed them so I can think a certain way, so I can act a certain way, so I can get some sympathy that I didn't want from people, but I did. It's kind of weird, right? I didn't want your fucking sympathy. I got this. I'm a tough guy. I'm a man. I don't need your sympathy. Fuck off. I'm a big shot. But meanwhile, I did. I did want your sympathy. I did want to keep on thinking a certain way, so I can act a certain way, so I can solve my problems as I used to solve them. Exactly. Just like that. And I didn't realize that until I got into recovery, how much I did that. How much it kept me sick. It's a sickness. That's a sickness. And, I'm sure many other people out there have done it and still doing it. And that's a tough one, man. Forgiving myself. Ooh. How do you do that? Well, be good to yourself. How about that? Be good to yourself. You want esteem, do esteemable things. You want good, do good. It's tough. You gotta treat yourself good. Now that took a lot of work, and it's still a lot of work. Nowadays, do I get aggravated about my mistakes? A little bit. Sometimes more than others. But for the most part, I'm like, oh, fucked up. I'm human. Whoa. Woo! I'm a human. I thought I was this perfect guy. Dumbass. Bullshit. First of all, I'm human. You're gonna make mistakes, and that's just the way it is. As long as you learn from them, however long that takes, which is fine too. It takes me a long time to learn something. I'm going to tell you right now, I am a slow learner. Slow. And it's okay. I've come to accept that, and it's okay. I can forgive myself these days. Whew. Man, that's tough. Forgive myself for all the freaking wrongs I've done. I mean, we're talking about, I don't know, it's a good beginner's topic, but this is like step 8 and 9. 8 is made a list of all persons we had harmed, including ourselves, and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. I'm an other. Amends. People were talking about amends today. And what's an amend? Amend is not saying sorry. It's part of it. Amend is in a change of attitude and action. It's a change of behavior. I'm making amends to this person. I hope they forgive me. What can I do to make this right? Here's what I did to this person. I make sure I will never do that ever again to anybody else. That's an amend. That's an amend. Mending the wrong as best as you can, but you're mending yourself. You're really mending yourself so you don't have to do that shit again. I've learned from that. Okay, that was fucked up. You know? You have to really care about changing. I mean, I didn't give two fucks. I mean, you can. I said that in my story. I didn't care. That's just where I was at. I didn't care. And if you don't care, well, there's nothing to fix then. Everything's fine. There's nothing broken. I am fine. I am good. I have 0 character defects. I am good. I mean, I had no character defects until I came into recovery. Where'd all these fucking defects come from? I was fine before. Bullshit. And it's all good, man. It's all good. The forgiveness. Oof. I mean, you know, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. Everybody has their resentments, most likely. I didn't think I had any resentments. Like I said, I'm a tough guy. I don't need your fucking sympathy. I don't want it. But meanwhile, I did want your sympathy. Because it gave me that right to think that way, to act that way. Because if you had my life, you would be acting and thinking that way too. And doing things to solve your problems. You would do that too. That's bullshit. And I'm so very glad. I'm so very blessed to have that special angel in my life that helped me get into recovery. Hannah Saunders from England. Not sure where she is, but it's it. Her calling me out on my bullshit. Woo! That was tough. That was tough to hear. I tried playing that shit, like I said. You can hear it in my story. I tried playing that shit. She was like, no. No. You have your decisions and I have mine. How about that? Ooh. Yeah, but I'm 10 years older than you. No, that doesn't matter. She is way older than me. Up here. Way older than me. Whew. That was tough to hear. No sympathy coming from her. You know? She felt bad about my story. She was even crying. Because she felt it. She felt the pain. But she wasn't, how do you say, co-sign. She would not co-sign my bullshit. She would not, well, not even bullshit. She would not co-sign my facts of my past so I can continue to do what I wanted to do. That was pretty much my whole motive. That was my whole reason to stay stuck and not progress, not grow up, not learn. I was staying stuck. I was keeping myself stuck so I can be a certain way and have that persona. She helped me to grow. She's like, no. I feel very bad about your past, and that sucks, but no, I'm not co-signing your shit. That was great. What a blessing. Nothing short of an angel. That's nothing short of an angel. I don't know where she is. Hope she's doing well, wherever she's at. But, Amazing. The growth. The whole forgiving thing. Man, I had some tough ones. I had some tough ones that I didn't even realize. I kind of resented and was mad at my mom. You know, passed on. How do you do this? How do you talk about this? How do you let this go? I mean, you could probably go to a therapist. That would probably help. You know, I didn't do that. I mean, I did that when I was younger, but I didn't really get it. I didn't understand. I mean, I could probably do that now, but I really understand. I think I really made to have that awareness. Well, no, that has nothing to do with anything. I made progress with that. I accepted it. I saw it. I accepted it. And I prayed about it. That's what I did. I cried about it. I don't think I ever properly grieved. And why would I resent her? Well, for doing drugs, getting fucking AIDS, and leaving my brother and I was kind of mad about that. And I didn't realize I was mad about that. I didn't realize. I stuffed that shit down. I didn't want to feel that. I was blocking me. You know, if you ever do like deep meditations and you really break down you have like a protective. If you ever see that movie Split, that's pretty good. Of what we do. Of what most of us do. Not to that extreme, per se, but we have those entities within us. And a lot of it is, and all that in Split was to protect the innocent kid within. The innocence within. You don't want to feel something, you're gonna make a persona, you're gonna make a totally different identity, or you could just make blocks and you don't feel it, or maybe those separate entities within you block those feelings, so you don't have to feel that ever again, so you don't have to think about that ever again. You know, it's a coping mechanism. It worked until it didn't work, just like drugs and alcohol, just like my thinking, just like my actions. It worked until it didn't work anymore, and now I have to figure something else out. And that's where working on myself, growing up, comes into play. And I tell you, I had some major freaking resentments. I had some major resentments about my mom. I had some major resentments about... I remember there was this one time where I was in a meeting in Jersey. And it was Mother's Day. And, you know, people were sharing their thoughts. You know, I took it as crying the blues. You know. But sharing their thoughts, you know. Oh, my mom this and my mom this. You know, poor me. You know, I'm trying to do all this progress, and you know, she keeps on nagging me and so, and you know, I felt I started feeling like a certain way. I started feeling this fire, you know, like a volcano was brewing, and I'm like, you know, because I never really thought about it, you know. Mother's Day. You know, Mother's Day, you know, even when I was a little kid, you know, all my friends had moms, you know. Even my boy Joe, even my boy Matt, their mom was my mom. You know, I even consider Ross. Ross's mom was my mom. Marty's mom was my mom. They were good people. They treated me very well. And, I just bottled shit up. I really bottled shit up so much that I didn't feel Mother's Day. I didn't feel it. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Woo! People were crying the blues, not crying the blues, sharing their thoughts, because you need to share. If you don't share something, you might drink, you might drug to solve your problem. So you don't have to think about that. Yeah, we have a problem with that. Sorry. We act alcoholic addicts. We solve our problem with drugs and alcohol. So we're talking about it. That's why we go to meetings. Anybody has a problem with that? Oh, suck it up. Okay, whatever. Okay. These are just... But, like I said, you don't have to be an addict alcoholic. You could still have these problems, and you still don't know how to solve them. Or have the awareness, or have, a way of dealing. And sharing it. Grieving and crying, praying. This all helped me. This all helped me. That's why I'm sharing this. And this was like amazing at a meeting. Like I said, I started feeling this fire, and that's. I started getting pissed off. I started getting pissed off, and I never felt this. And that was like I remember what I said. It was like almost like a blackout, but I remember everything. But like I was so mad because I was envious that people had moms. I've always been envious. I have my grandmother, yes, and I love her very much, and I still miss her, and I still love her. But mom is mom, Matt's mom, Joe's mom, they were my mom, But blood is blood, and I didn't have that. So people were sharing their thoughts, and, I raised my hand, and I'm like, I don't know, I started off like light, and, I'm hearing all this talk about, poor me this, my mom this, and I just bugged out. I bugged out. I can still feel it. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm like, at least you had a fucking mother. At least you had one. You fucks. Fuck you. And I started like crying. I was bawling. I was like, it came out. And it felt good. It felt good to let that out. It was a bomb. It was killing me. And I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize. Because that's how I express. Watch out. Watch out. I'm no tough guy, but watch the fuck out. I think I'm a tough guy. That's how I want you to think. I ain't no tough guy. I'm human. I got blood. I have emotions. I have my past. I have my decisions. I have my just human like anybody else. But like I didn't want to feel that. I never wanted to feel that. And I was like, I'm tearing now. Actually, tearing now because it brings me back. And it was such a powerful thing. It was powerful. It's what I needed. And it's just like, oh man, where did that come from? I was like, the awareness of it. I was like, I don't know, maybe a year, maybe a couple years sober. And just the awareness, I'm like, wow. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, where did that come from? This didn't happen in a 4-step. I didn't really get like this. It just came. And I talked about it. As much anger as I had. And I could probably still get there if I wanted to, but, I have forgiveness now, I do have forgiveness. It's like, Mom, I forgive you, Mom. I love you. Hope maybe we can, you know, be together again in another lifetime. I believe in other lifetimes. Maybe we'll talk about that for another video. But at the end of the meeting, friends came to me. They hugged me. He said, "Good. That's good." That's awesome. To share that with other people. Because they felt it too. They had their past. That they had their shit that they had to get through. So, man, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. I didn't realize. You know. When I think about it, shit. My mom, at least I knew her for a few years. My fucking dad, where the fuck is he? You know? I hear he was a good guy. Not sure if I'm ready to meet him, if he's alive. I mean, at least my mom was there for a few years, you know? My dad just wasn't there, you know? And maybe now with doing work, the time will come when it comes, if it comes. If I'm ready, maybe I'll meet him one day if he's alive. And I had to pray over that too. It's like, dude, I hope you're doing good. You know, same with my mom and my dad. I hope you're doing good. You know, that prayer in the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous, they call it big book. On page 562, and this guy at a meeting, he would always go to that page about praying for people with resentments. Pray for them. You know, pray that they have the abundance that you would want for yourself. Pray for the health that you would want for yourself. Pray for health for them and abundance and love and all the stuff that you would want for yourself. You pray for them as long as it takes, and then that resentment starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller. You're like, okay, this is all right. You know, this is all right. This is okay. You know, I can forgive. I can forgive. But that was tough, you know. I remember my brother saying we wouldn't have many deep conversations because none of us really like to feel. But he always told me that if he ever met his dad, because we're half brothers, we have the same mom and different fathers. He said, he's like, if I ever met that guy, first thing we do is like, before we talk, put on these boxing gloves and go 10 rounds with me. And if you're alive, then I'll listen to you. I identify with that shit. I was like, I get that. That's what my bro said. And you know, I really hope he made peace with that, because that's just that kind of thinking. You know, it really hurts you. It just hurts you. It doesn't hurt the other person. You know, a guy, and I heard it many times. A guy at the meeting today said, you know, it's like resentments are like you know, taking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's just fucking, it just hurts you. You know? And it's just like amazing. So this is kind of like a step 4, step freaking 8 and 9. This whole forgiveness. You know, running out of time here, but you know. Then people have to kind of like try to forgive you. That's a whole other ball game. I mean, they can, whether they do or not, kind of sucks, you know. Someone said about, you know, forgiveness without any words. And that's kind of my bro and myself, you know. I knew he kind of forgave me when he was able to move on with his life so he can live and not worry about me. I took that as, okay, he's doing all right. He's heading in the right direction without words being spoke. And I got that, and that was cool, you know, because I hurt my brother. One of the main guys I had in my back, I hurt my brother, you know. And that hurts, you know. That hurts. And it should. It should fucking hurt. But I don't have to dwell there. I don't have to stay stuck. It is what it is. I fucked up. All I could do is learn from that, not do that again, and be of service wherever he needs me. Be there. How about that? How about a living amends? Be there. Be a fucking brother. You know? And that's tough, man. That's growth. Woo! Grow the fuck up, huh? Whoa! That's awesome, though. That's awesome. That's power. Like someone said, this kid celebrated 6 months. He came from like some sort of sober living house. They look like rugged kids, you know. This kid celebrated 6 months. He's like, I see now that forgiveness is power. It's strength. And revenge is fucking weak. That's power. That's awesome. You know, I hope he sticks around. I hope all those kids get it, you know, and do it and live it. Live it. Live this new way of life. It takes action. So, hope this helps somebody out there. Forgive. Helps you to grow. Helps you to move on. Helps you to not waste so much freaking energy. Helps you to be calm. You don't have to get all uptight. You know, like when that same kid, you know, when I bump into somebody, what the fuck, you motherfucker? Oh, sorry. My bad. You know, and move on. It's okay. It's not a big deal. You know? So, be well, people. Stay positive. Love your life. Love that quote. Nick Hexum, 311. Stay blessed and keep growing. Until next time. Peace.